Hello, Internet. It is me, Harley, and I'm finally back with Final Fantasy after a bit of a delay. As you can see, I am not where I originally was, and there's a good reason for that. But to sum it up quickly, my save got deleted, so I off camera just went back and I played all the way back to where I was. And I got the same party and everything. I got Fifth, Fred, Lar, and Ro. But yeah, I played back to where I was because I lost the save. So just as a bit of like a thing, it's like I did a little grinding afterwards. I got back to where I was and I was like, well, I have to grind anyways, so I might as well just do that off camera as well. So as you can see, we're all level 6 now. We originally were level 5. But yeah, here's everything just to show, like, I got everyone back to where I was, saved names and everything, so it's pretty much the same exact thing. I apparently didn't do that much. I was surprised at how quickly I got back to where I originally was, where I lost all that data, where I lost all my data. But yeah, a couple of differences. For weapons, Fref has a silver sword now. I took the time to grind out the cash and I got a silver sword. So that's difference number 1. Yeah, Frez got a large knife, Rose got a large knife, Lar can apparently only use an iron sign. Magic, Lar still only just knows cure. Ro knows his fire and ice. I haven't taught him lightning yet because there's no reason to, really. Armor? Yeah, we got all the armor. I'm missing gloves, but it's not like they did much defense anyways, so it's not really worth going back to the town to buy them, because I'm sure I'll find something else better maybe later. Ro has 2 caps for some reason. I should probably sell one of those. And items, and oh, I need to actually go buy some potions. And pure. But yeah, that's the gist of it. We're all level 6 now, and I have a silver sword. That's the important thing to take away from this. That's basically what I did off camera when I was grinding the game back to where I originally was. Now, to go into detail as to why I was missing, my save got deleted, and why it is gone. So in the previous episode, there was a lot of screen glitches, right? The screen kept, like, glitching out and stuff, and I thought it was my console, right? Because I looked at it, and I swear, like, one of the pins seemed like it was bent out of place, and I tried fixing it in the past, but I guess it was just, I was just figuring, like, oh, it's done. That's, like, the video one, and it's just not gonna work, right? So I'm like, that's fine. I guess I'll get a new console, right? Like I'll get a third-party console, so it's like brand new, and I know that it works and everything, and that'll be good. So I hopped on down, I go to my local used game store, and I'm looking around, and then I see like the console, and it's like, I'm like looking around, they have actually a wide selection of third-party consoles there, which is pretty cool. But, so I'm looking around, I'm like, most of them are pretty expensive, because it's like they play like 5 different types of games at once. I'm gonna actually start heading back to that pit, because I think I'm strong enough to take on the pit now. But yeah, so I'm like looking around, I'm like, they play a lot of stuff. Like, I don't have any Sega games, and I'm not really interested in any Sega games, because there's no Final Fantasy games on Sega consoles. So, I'm looking around like, darn, is there, by chance, just one that runs nothing but just NES games? Just an exclusive NES one? And they're like, oh yeah, we have this one right here. Like, and this was, oh jeez, I wish I remember the name. It's like a Retron, I think it's called, Retron. It's a tiny, tiny little square box. It's like the size of an NES game, but a little thicker. So, and it's like that, and it was like really cheap, right? It was like, compared to the other ones, it was really cheap. It was like what, $60, $70? I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's exactly what I need. I need just a console that's going to play NES games. And it's third party, so it's new, and I know it'll run it well. Cool. So I buy that, and I actually get, like, they had a little deal where I got that, and I get, like, a discount on a game, so I got a little game as well, and it's cool. I'm feeling really good. Like, that was a good purchase, so I made that. I went out. I did this early in the morning, so I finished everything else I was doing that day, work and stuff, and then I, like, head home. And it's, like, late. I think this is on Friday. Yeah, it was a Friday night, so I'm like, ah, cool. Now I can just play Final Fantasy all night long, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna test it out first. Let's see how this works, right? Because I have like a setup for my Final Fantasy episodes. Oh dang it, I got poisoned. So I have a setup. So I'm like, I don't want to touch the setup just yet. I know, I'll put like Metal Gear in it, right? So I slap Metal Gear in that, and right away, I'm sensing a bit of a problem. It's flimsy. It was really flimsy. Like, I put it in, and it kind of like the plastic bent as I held it to push the game in, because you know, like how, like Super NES and NES games, you gotta be a little forceful when you put them in. Sometimes you gotta like shove them in. I noticed that it was not very sturdy when I did that. I mean, this thing is already really light, and I'm figuring, well, yeah, I mean, technology now, I suppose it's really good at running games, so it's like the hardware's small, right? So the box is like really cheap plastic and it bends and stuff, and I'm like, that's not a good sign, but it's fine so long as it runs the game, right? So I shove it in and plug it up, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. Boot it up. So yeah, I booted up, and I can't remember. I think there was a couple of little, like, visual things. No, that's right. Yeah, the color was off. For, it didn't have visual glitches, but, like, the color was off. And I thought it was just the cable, because the cables were, to be honest, really cheap. And I'm like, I get that. They, like, save money on the cables, right? So I tried, like, switching out some of my own cables, and the color was still off, and I'm like, huh, that's odd. So let me try Final Fantasy. Let me see how this works in Final Fantasy. Because maybe that's just, it doesn't receive Metal Gear correctly, right? Maybe there was a difference in the cartridges. So I pull out my Final Fantasy from the setup, mess up the setup, slap it in. Right off the bat, major glitches with it. It was not turning on. It was not running at all. It was really bad. It was just glitching really bad the second I turned it on. Just like that, like, flash of color, and then you just got like a half blue screen, half yellow screen, and then it's just making a screeching noise. It was really bad, and I just realized I should actually use a tent outside of this place before I go in. Oh dang it! I forgot to buy a tent. Well, you know what? Screw that. I'm sure I could do this. Alright, so, I'm like, that's not good. So I, like, figured, like, oh, when I put the Metal Gear cartridge in, it was dusty or something. So I, like, get my dust can, and I clean it out the best I can and stuff, and then I put it in, and it's still getting these weird glitches. Like, I haven't booted up the game yet, but it's getting these really weird glitches. I'm like, maybe if I jiggle it around a bit, you know? Maybe it's just not sitting in correctly, so I kind of like fiddle around with it, and man, it got really bad, right? So, eventually, it kind of works, and I get in game, and then the color is way off. So I start kind of like fiddling around with it, and the cables, like, it's gotta be wrong. Why is the color so off? Like, the bloom was turned up to like 20 20. And it was really bad. So as I'm doing that, it glitches out and like turns off. And I'm like, darn, I don't think this console's good. I boot up the game again in the console. Everything looks fine. Like, graphically, it looks better than it did before. But there's no save file. I looked around in it and I'm like, I stayed calm. I wasn't panicking. I'm like, I'm sure this is just an error or something, right? Let's just take this out and put it in the old setup I had in my older console. Okay, so slap that in. Like, okay, let's see how this runs on this. All right, save is gone. The console was so messed up. It like shorted out like the cartridge or something and deleted the save. Oh man, I was so bummed out. Like, I was super bummed out. So, yeah, that console was bad. I like got on, my friends were in like a group chat at the time, so I went to go tell them, and, like, I went and I like kind of moped around a bit and told them that. I'm like, damn, man, that's rough, buddy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to replay back to where I was. And they're like, whoa, wait, you're still gonna play? I'm like, well, yeah, I'll have to take the time to do it and go back to where I originally was. Luckily, I was not as far as I thought. Apparently, I've been just messing around for the majority of the episodes. It didn't take me too long to get back. Grinding took a while, though. So, I'm doing that, and I'm like, cool, I guess come Monday or so, I'll, like, go next time the store's open. So I believe they were open on the weekend. So I was like, I'll take the console back and I'll have to return it. Because, I mean, this console's not just bad, it screwed me over. So that's what my plan was. And I went, like, next day, I went there and I'm like, hey, I didn't know this till afterwards, but apparently on the receipts, they say their sales are all final and they don't take refunds. I didn't know this at the time, so I went back there and I'm a little mad at them, okay? I know it's not their fault. They're just this secondhand store that really just kind of sells whatever they get in. They don't, like, do a lot of quality check on their stuff. They just kind of sell it, and they're trying hard. They're like, oh, cool, ring. They're, like, trying hard to, like, stay afloat with GameStop and, like, Amazon and everything. So, they're pretty cool. They're a pretty cool place. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. But I'm still kind of mad. And I really want that refund, so I should actually give this to Ro. Yeah, you can still see the screen's glitching out a little bit right there, because I'm still on the old console. It's not as bad as before, but I'll get to that. Oh, you can't wear cloth and copper ring at the, oh well, I guess just take the copper ring. Hold on, let me just try adjusting this a little bit, so maybe it doesn't glitch out as bad. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so, what was that? Yeah, so I take it back, and I'm like, okay, I'm prepared mentally. Like, I know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go in there. I know, like, the psychology kind of tricks of how to be, like, a little extra intimidating and stuff. I mean, like, I don't want it to come down to me getting pissed at them and demanding a refund, but if it does, I'm ready. So I go in, I run up to some lady who's at the desk, and she's, like, marking games down with price tags or something, and I'm like, oh, I need to make I put the thing on the desk. I, like, walk in, first thing I do is I put it on the desk, and I'm like, I need to make a return. And then right after that, I realized, like, there's no real need for this, because they're super passive there. Like, all the employees are, like, kind of socially awkward. a bit, and they all just seem like super tired, and they're all really quiet. So she's just like, oh, hey, such and such, who's on the other side of this desk. This guy wants to make a return. And then, like, he comes over and stuff, and then they start taking a look at it, and then at that point, kind of tone it down a bit. And, like, they're like, so what was wrong then? I, like, laid off a bit, and I was just like, oh, well, you know, it was glitching out with the games, like this game, and then it deleted a save and stuff, and they're like, okay. And they were pretty cool about it, actually. I got my refund and everything. It was a cash refund, which is the key thing here, is they actually gave me a cash refund, which I was not expecting. I was expecting them to try and pull, like, store credit, and I was gonna have to try and, like, talk them into giving me a cash refund, but they actually gave me a cash refund and everything. And it all worked out pretty cool. So then and honestly, they were really cool about it, and that made me feel better about the situation. Like, as like fun and as venting as it would have been to kind of like lay into them and like just be like, you broke my game, oh my gosh, so mad, right? It honestly felt better just for them to be like really understanding and cool with it, and then I was cool with it. And yeah, I feel like they kind of questioned if it actually was doing what I said it was doing, because it was, the way I described it was weird. Like, this thing is just glitches out the screen and it like zapped my save. I ran out of pure, didn't I? Now I'm poisoned. And the screen's really... Okay. I'm just gonna restart from my previous save, and I'm gonna get more pure. Because, yeah, no, this is a bad situation. This is how you beat these games. You gotta restart. Actually, hold on, let me... There we go. Now the screen should be good for a bit. So yeah, I came back and I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to go and continue playing and stuff. The screen's still broken. Oh yeah, I need to buy potions. I'll just have to work with it, I suppose, right? I'm like, let me give it one more good cleaning, right? Just because I know that will help for sure. Just give it a good cleaning. So I clean out the console best I can, and then I'm like, let me clean the Final Fantasy cartridge, because maybe that will help. So I go and I'm like, I do a full cleaning with it, like the Q-tip, like, I do like the Q-tip rubbing alcohol thing, but don't just take my word from it. If you're gonna like just hear like, oh yeah, you said, I remember some Let's Player said this, don't. Look up a guide before you try to clean your console, your game cartridges with like rubbing alcohol and stuff. But I did it correctly. I went through and I cleaned it. Cartridge was filthy. It was really bad. So I cleaned that all off and I slap it in, and it started recording just fine for like a good few hours. I was grinding with very minimal glitches. Of course, it's glitching out now, and I have no idea why. But for the longest time, it was cool. It was just not glitching out. And I'm like, huh, it really just needed to clean. That's pretty much just it. All it really needed was just to be cleaned. And the whole fiasco of going and getting a console and stuff, that was all for pretty much nothing. So then after that, I came back, I grinded for a good long forever. I spent like an entire day just grinding to get the money and the levels and everything. And that's a good amount of pure. Yeah, and then that's where I ended up right now. And that's the story of it. I got back, I did everything I did before, I didn't do anything else new or stuff. I made sure it was pretty much the exact same thing as when I left it. To the best of my ability. So yeah, the moral of this story, don't buy cheap third-party consoles. It's not worth it. That's pretty much just the moral of this. It was all for nothing because I'm back to using my original console that I have. And it's still got minor glitches. Better than it was before. Definitely. But yeah, just that was a whole roundabout of just pointlessness, pretty much. Man. I did get a game, though, out of it. I mean, it wasn't like it was for free or anything. I had to pay for the game, and it was only a little bit of a discount, but at the end of that, I walked away with a cleaner Final Fantasy cartridge and a new game. So yeah. Moral of the story, don't buy third-party consoles that are cheap, and be nice to your used game stores, because they really need the business. And I should actually end the episode there. Wow. That was a longer story than what I thought it was. So yeah, next episode, I am, like, suited up for, like, war. Well, at least Fef is, and everyone else is a little on loot and stuff. But I am ready to go tackle those Cthulhu mages. It's gonna happen next episode. I'm gonna take them down. So, join me for next episode when I go kill Cthulhu mages. Bye.